All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for being here. I'm going to be doing a follow-up of the talk I did yesterday. I did a special live yesterday on the topic of telling your story. So I am the founder and CEO of Ivy League Crypto Academy, which actually means Ivy League Coaching Academy, ILCA. And before I was Bitcoin Brandon, I was the mindset business coach. I learned a skill set about 12 years ago now. Yeah, this is my 24th, 13 years ago, 24th year in direct selling. My first 10 years, I failed miserably. I learned a lot, but failing meaning by the amount of money I was able to make in my bank account. I didn't have much financial success, but I did learn a lot about business, a lot about personal development, a lot about what it means to be an entrepreneur. But I wasn't able to translate that into success in whatever I was marketing at the time because I was doing the wrong things and I was actually being taught the wrong way. And the right way that I was being taught, I did not implement. So there's a lot of variables in there as to why I didn't have the type of success that I wanted to have. It wasn't until I was laid off from my job the second time that I really figured out the keys to having success in direct sales and entrepreneur and being your own boss. And besides implementing the personal development that I was being taught, I actually learned marketing. And even to this day, I've been retired for 10 years from corporate America. I work for myself. I own my own business. I've even been vice president of sales and marketing for two companies. I still do not consider myself a marketing expert. Um, I have certain skills that I've learned that have benefited me. I learned some basics. And one of the basic things that I learned, I talked about this in detail yesterday, was the ability to share your story and market yourself instead of your company and your product. And after that, I got messages from people who said, well, Brandon, how do I share my story? How do I package it in a way that, because you said, well, this is what you told me, you said, have a 1 minute story, a 5 minute story, a 30-minute story, a 1 hour story. How do I package my story? And that's a good question. And so I'm going to cover that today. Basics on how to package your story so that when you're sharing it, you're not scatterbrained and you're all over the place. You follow a certain pattern that gets the results. And what is the ultimate result? The ultimate result is that you want to be able to connect with people that can empathize with your story, relate it to themselves, and decide to want to follow you or buy whatever it is you're doing. That's the ultimate goal. What is the goal of sharing your story? It's not just because you want to share a sob story. And even people want to say, well, Brandon, I haven't had success yet. So can I still share a story if I haven't had success? Yes. The fact that you're still sitting here, uh, able to share your story, is a success in itself. The journey's never complete. The journey's never complete. So your story is your journey. It is being able to share where your destination is, where you're trying to go. Even though you might not have reached it there, you're on the path, because a lot of people they're not even on the path yet. They're running that rat race, doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting a different result. And they're on their job and it's Groundhog Day every day. Monday morning comes around and it's the same as the last Monday, the same as the previous Monday, and they're still not going anywhere. It's the rat race. So the fact that you're on a journey that is not yet walked by them means you are already ahead of the game. So you don't have to have had that success just yet. You just got to know where you're going and be able to share with others where it is that you're going. So let's talk about that. I learned a skill that was actually the first person I heard it from was from a gentleman by the name of Chris Oliver, and then mastered by another gentleman by the name of Mr. Steve Carter. So those two taught me this lesson. It's called the feel, felt, found lesson. Feel, felt, found. You see, when you're talking to people, people want to know that you care. People don't want to feel that they're being sold to. You know, people like to buy. They don't like to be sold. So if you're coming off and you're talking like you're a slick oil salesman, and you know you're just trying to get money from them, nothing that you say is going to seem genuine because it seems like you've got an agenda. You're trying to sell them on something. Instead, you got to connect. How do you connect? Well, people want to know that you understand where they come from. You feel their pain, feel. And since everybody has a story, and if you're sharing your story, how do you feel their pain? By showing your vulnerability. Showing your vulnerability. That's a good, Melissa, you just said that. I love to set up a blog, but worried about no views. Nobody has views when they first get started. When I first got started, I had one view. And that one view was my mom. I didn't have any views. It's about consistency. When you do things over and over and over and over again, people start to come. It's like if you build it, they will come. It's about consistency. When one tip, and then I'm going to get back on this. One tip that I actually learned this from a gentleman by the name of Cedric Harris, said that when you first get started, do a video a day. If you're doing a blog, do it every single day, even though you have nobody watching you, whether you've got one person or 1,000 people watching you. Every single day, be consistent. Whether it's 45 seconds long or 5 minutes long, it really doesn't matter. It's that you're putting yourself, your voice, your face out there. If you don't put yourself out there, nobody can come to see you. Who are you selling it to? They don't even know who you are. They don't know you exist. So be consistent with that. But back to the feel, felt, found. By sharing your story and letting everybody know that you're human as well. See, what turns people off, if for the very first time they see you and all they see is you bragging about what you have, bragging about your success, bragging about how much money you make, making fun of others that aren't having as much success as you. They feel like you're putting them down because if they don't join you, they're not going to make any money. People are turned off by that. They don't want to hear that. What they want to hear is, where'd you come from? How did you get started? What pain did you have at the beginning? That's what people want to hear. So by you sharing your pain, you are more real to them. They can relate to you. Not only can they feel you, but they know that you can feel them because you're going through what they've been through or what they're currently going through. The second thing is the felt side, feel. I feel your pain. I felt the same way. But when you're telling your story, you're accomplishing those first two at the same time. You're showing them that you feel a certain way, that you can relate to their feelings, and you felt the same way they do. So when you're sharing your story, you're doing the feel and felt at the same time. Like, man, I was sick and tired of being on my job. I was sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I was sick and tired of not knowing if I'd have enough money by the end of the month. I was sick and tired of failure after failure. I was sick and tired of getting laid off. I was sick and tired of waking up on Monday morning and doing the same thing over. I was sick and tired of going to the grocery store and not realizing if I can only buy certain things because I'm on a budget. I'm sick and tired of not being able to take that family trip because there's not enough resources left over. This everybody can relate to that. And then the third part is the found. I was sick and tired of that, but what I found out is that I can change my circumstances. What I found out is that if I just made the decision that my future doesn't have to be the same as my past. I found out that if others are having success, that if I did what they did, that I could have that success as well. I found out that there's a better way of living, that I can live for experience, not live just trying to survive. I found out that by doing things a certain way, I would get different results. Now, if you haven't had the results yet, this is where you stick on. You start talking about, where do you want to be? I found out if I do things this way, this is the type of life that I'm headed towards now. Now I'm excited. Now I wake up every Monday morning and I'm excited about my day because I know the effort that I'm putting in is going to yield these results. I'm happy. I have positive thoughts rather than, well, if I play the lottery, what if I win the lottery? And that's the only time you start having dreams. You're like, I can dream again about the type of life that I want to have because I've made this decision. That is what's in your story. If you've had success, then you say, you know what I found out is that when I started doing things this way, guess what? I was able to walk off my job and retire at the age of 36 years old. Wake up when I'm finished sleeping. Come and go as I please. Live the flip-flop lifestyle. Right now, it's the middle of the day. People are on lunch break at their job. I'm at home chilling, working on my business. My time is my own. That's when you start having the success. But you don't have to have had the success yet to get there because I'm still not at my final destination. I am enjoying the journey. My final destination is billionaire status. And then how many people can I help to also achieve freedom? Freedom is not necessarily millions in the bank. Freedom is when you bought your own time back. You're your own boss. You do what you please when you want to at your time. That's freedom. And for different people, that could be $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $1 million a month. What is your freedom level? Only you can decide what that monetary number is. But here's one thing that I did learn. When you start having success and you finally reach, that goal, then there's going to be a new goal. Say, man, wow, I made $5,000 a month. Now, what? Can I get to $10,000 a month? I did $10,000 a month. Can I get to $25,000 a month? Can I get to $100,000 a month? Can I get to $1 million a month? So there's always the next step goal to get to. So your happiness is not determined by you reaching your final destination. Your happiness is determined by the small gains you make along the journey as you're improving your lifestyle. You got to enjoy that process. It's not always going to be just like this. You're going to have this ups and downs, but it's going to keep going up, kind of like how crypto is. So telling your story is about the feel, felt, found. I feel your pain. I felt the same way, but what I found out is that if I made a different decision, then this is the results that I'm going to get. You wrap your story around that, a beginning, a middle, and an end, just like when we were in school, we were taught how to write a paragraph, how to write a letter. You've got to have a beginning, a body, and an ending, a thesis. If you're able to do that, then you can master the art of telling your story, and you can break it down. A 1-minute story, a 5-minute story, 15-minute story, a 30-minute story. What if somebody gave you a platform for 1 hour? What would you say? They said, you have 1 hour to talk. Would you be able to fill up that hour? I could fill up a weekend. I just got invited to speak at a leadership conference next month here in LA. And they asked me if I could send them over, a little bit of a diagram of what I'm going to speak about. And my first question to them was, how much time do I have? Because that's important. How much time? I've been speaking for 16 minutes now, and I still don't feel like I've even gotten started yet. And some people are like, I don't know if I can talk for 5 minutes. Yes, you can. When you start speaking from your heart and what you're passionate about, there's not going to be enough time. It's going to be, how can you compress it? But you got to start somewhere by just getting started. Share your story. Steven says you can fill up an hour, but you'd be all over the place. That's where I'm talking about. If you've got it split up, then the first 20 minutes is going to be about your past, your pain. The next 20 minutes is going to be about you deciding to make a decision and your journey to find out what vehicle can you use because you want a better life. The last 20 minutes, 25 minutes is going to be about what did you find to make your dream a reality, whether you've achieved it or not. But what are you now doing to make this a reality? Because people watching you are going to see, all right, if you found a solution to your pain, maybe your solution could be my solution. And that's how you close it. Beginning, middle, end. That can be done in 1 minute. It can be done in 1 hour. But by practicing, by doing this over and over and over again, you're going to be able to master telling your story. You'll be able to know what to keep in, what to take out. How deep should you go, or should I not share that information yet? Do I go tearjerker or do I go basic? You'll be able to master your story, and it's yours. Nobody can tell you how to do your story. I can just give you an outline on what to follow. But I do know this. The people that make the most money are the people that can effectively share their story the most in front of the most amount of people the fastest. Not share their compensation plan, not sell their product or services, but the ability to share their story. So I'm going to end by sharing a short story right now about why I am in crypto, by sharing it. So just to give you guys an example, because what I'm going to lead into. So I'm telling you ahead of time, I'm sharing a story. I'm going to do the beginning, the middle, the end, but the end is the close. It's like the ABC, always be closing. The end part of this story is going to be closing. Okay, you guys ready for this? Here's my story. I was taught that if I want to have financial freedom in America, there's a couple of things that I must do. Let's go to school, get good grades, get a good, safe, secure job, a job that will take care of me for the rest of my life. Am I the only one who was told that pipe dream growing up? That's all we know, and that's exactly what I did. I graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. I went on to have a nice corporate career going, but due to no fault of my own, I was laid off from my job, not once, but twice. How many of you have ever been laid off from your job? Raise your hand or type it in the chat box. And if you haven't, I guarantee you know somebody who has, and chances are you're putting in more time, more hours, more effort on your job, only knowing that you're not even going to get a raise. You'll be lucky enough to even have a job. And those lucky few, if you're lucky, those lucky few, the federal government states that 97% are going to retire broke, depending on their family, government, and friends by the age of 65. That's your reward for waking up on a Monday morning. And I don't know if it's just me, but this was my routine. I'd be happy on the weekend, and then Monday morning would come around, and I don't know why, but why is Monday morning always so dark and gloom? Saturday is always sunshine, right? But Monday morning, it's dark and gloomy. So I'm waking up before the sun's up, going into rush hour traffic, driving to a work and a job that I don't like, to work with people I can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when I'm hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as if I am a child, only to not even make enough money to pay all my bills anyway, and feeling like there's no way out. I was sick and tired of doing that. I said, there's got to be a better way. It's got to be a better way. Then I'd be hearing about this thing called Bitcoin and crypto. And I'm like, what in the world is that? Sounds like a monopoly money. Think of, monopoly money being used by nerds who live in their mom's basement all day playing World of Warcraft. I'm like, that's not me. So I ignored it. And then I heard about it a couple of years later, and now it's worth more money. I'm like, what? This Bitcoin thing still around? Yeah. Still didn't get involved in it. Then I hear about it a couple of years later when people that I personally know are starting to make a lot of money in this thing called Bitcoin. I still didn't understand it. Didn't know what to do with it. And I ignored it. Biggest mistake. 2017, Bitcoin got to $20,000 a coin, and I first saw it when it was like 60 bucks. Big mistake. So I said, I need to learn about this thing called Bitcoin and crypto. I was burnt out doing what I'm doing. I was tired. I want to get into something that's going to let my money work for me, so I don't have to go out there and recruit. I don't have to go out there and sell a product. Let my money be my employee. But there was nothing that can teach me about this thing called crypto, so I had to teach myself. And I went to the one source I don't recommend any of you guys do. I went to Google and YouTube. Google and YouTube. And by doing that, I spent 6 months teaching myself, only to realize that 50% of the information that I received was incorrect. But the 50% that I did receive that was correct changed my life, because I learned two things that completely changed my life. The first is that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today, whether you like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not. Our opinion of it is irrelevant. That's the first thing that I learned that gave me my big aha moment. And the second is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. And when we say the most amount of people, that means that in all the other times in history where there's been great opportunity for wealth being generated, it was not for everybody. You had to be born in the right family, speak the right language, have the right skin color, be educated, and a male. See, in this space, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you speak. It doesn't matter if you've got an education. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter if your daddy's a CEO. All you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn. And if you've got all of that, you can literally write your own check. And that's what I did. But I wish I could say I got started with $250,000 or 50,000. I only had $30 to my name at the time. $30. There's a whole nother story about how that happened, but I don't have time to get into that. But I only had $30 and my education. And that $30 in my education, I was able to flip into 6 figures in a couple of months. And I've been moving forward ever since, all the way to where we are now, 7 figures later, and started my own company off of education. So I learned that education in this crypto space is important, because other people that got started at the same time as me that also made a lot of money, but they never got crypto educated, and they lost all their money, or a big chunk of it. Since a lot of them fell out, they're not even in crypto anymore because they feel they got burned. So I realized that education is so important. So since I realized that and I saw what it did for me, I created my own crypto education company called Ivy League Crypto Academy, so that you don't have to go through what I went through. You don't have to spend 6 months on YouTube trying to get the right information, because now videos on YouTube are outdated. Things are constantly changing over time. You've got to be on this over time. And I do this every single day. So I built a platform that's going to teach crypto education to the masses. I decided to sell picks and shovels. Who made the most money during the gold rush? Was it those people that actually found gold? No, it was the people selling picks and shovels to those looking for gold. So that's what I created, a platform that not only can you come and learn about Bitcoin and crypto, but you can also earn at the same time. Do you know that the federal government, outside of saying that 97% of people are going to retire broke, also stated that 46% of all Americans involved in crypto are earning at least $100,000 a year or more. So by getting in crypto, you have almost a 50-50 chance of doing 6 figures a year or more. I like those odds. You know what will put you in that 46%? Getting educated. By getting educated. So not only is that a reality, but with my platform, I created a way for you to earn 6 figures by sharing ILCA with just 100 people who get everything that I have to offer. Over a 12-month period, you just made $100,000 by selling picks and shovels. So I want to provide for you the education and the way to earn money at the same time. And it's worked for me, and I know it can work for you if you're willing to learn. So how can you get involved? Well, guess what? We have a 5-day challenge that we do for free. Because Brandon, I don't want to pay for your crypto education. I can just go to YouTube. All right, get educated for free. We do it once a month, a 5-day challenge where we cover one topic a night with myself and special panelists. Now, unfortunately, we only have one more day left in this 5-day challenge, and that's tonight. And tonight, we're going to talk about what everybody wants. You see, I created ILCA because I know what everybody needs. Everybody needs education, but everybody wants to make money. So tonight, we're going to talk about how to make money in crypto. You want to make money in crypto? You want to know how to get started? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So if you've missed the 5-day challenge all week, at least tonight, you can learn how to make money in crypto and how to get further educated after that. That's going to be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You still have time to be a part of it by registering. Now, there is no cost to this, but you do have to register because I streamline this through our private Facebook group. And I'm looking for the display right here. Here we go. Ticker symbol, ilcachallenge.com. ilcachallenge.com. Register for free. Come check us out. You don't have to pay anything. Only paying you're doing is an hour of your time to learn about something that is changing the world. Changing the world right underneath your eyes. Let's say I stopped right there. So did you see what I just did? I shared a story and a solution, and I invited you to be a part of that at no cost to you. I want to provide value at no cost to you. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking anything of you except take an hour of your time, come check out, and learn something new that you didn't learn about before. I'm providing some form of value for free. And I shared how it changed my life. Share your story, but the end of your story is ABC. Always be closing. What is your value proposition? What are you offering? And this goes for anything that you're involved in. The mistake people make is they come out saying, you got to join my company. I got the best compensation plan on the planet. Timing is everything. You got to get in now. You know, all that stuff. People don't want. Everybody always hears that. But what they don't hear is your story, because nobody else has a story exactly like yours. Yours is unique. Why should I join you? What are you offering that somebody else is not offering? Maybe even in the same opportunity. Why should I join you over that? What are you going to give me? What am I going to learn from you? That's what people want to hear. What are you offering them? Oh, by the way, I'm also giving away Bitcoin. We do our free Bitcoin giveaway for members who are participating in the 5-day challenge and our VIPs. So we invite you, if you want to, you can become a VIP and be a part of that. So that is the art of sharing your story. Come back tomorrow afternoon and do another one where I'm going to share a vision of the future for my story. How about that too? I'm going to share where I see the future and how I see I will be involved in it. I'm not saying that you need to be involved. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just going to share what I see happening and how I'm going to be involved. That's also part of sharing your story, because then people, wow, well, maybe I can be involved in that as well. He's not telling me I need to do it. He's telling me why he's doing it. You see the difference? Things work. All right. There's also some other things happening. Tomorrow morning, I will be doing a special crypto talk. I do it for the public, and we're going to be covering the taxes. New tax information just came out with the IRS when it comes to crypto. So we're going to cover that tomorrow morning. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Then I have a call with a Zoom with one of my clients, WCL, at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to come back and I'm going to share. We're going to continue this story, this series on stories. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a special broadcast called The Storm is Coming. The financial crypto storm is coming, and how you can be prepared. But for that, that's not open to the public. You have to be a founding member in ILCA, which means you bought all of our courses. If you bought all of our courses, you get a private invitation to our founders course tomorrow night. The financial storm is coming, how to prepare for it and be ready to thrive on the other end of it. Just like when a hurricane comes, you got to prepare. All right, see what I did there? And when I talked about you got to be putting yourself out there at least once a day, or tomorrow alone, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 broadcasts just tomorrow alone on a Saturday. And when you love what you do, it doesn't seem like work. It's just part of your day. In fact, when I don't do these things like that, I feel like I missed something. I missed out. And you enjoy it because you love what you do. So with that, enjoy the rest of your Friday, everybody. I will see those of you who join us on our 5th day tonight. We've got Miguel Cryptos from GMeta1, and we've got Mr. Herschel Crow from Gimme That tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. All you have to do is register, ilcachallenge.com. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.